Hey everybody, Krumnatic here. Just to let you know, in the next video I will be announcing another big World of Warcraft giveaway, so if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and get notified on future World of Warcraft uploads. Now let's get straight into the video. There seems to be a few things over the course of the last few months that have indicated how close we are to the World of Warcraft Classic. There seems to be more conversation going around if World of Warcraft will be released alongside Battle for Azeroth or before the end of the year. So let's go into the reasons why we have to wait at least another year. Blizzard is nervous about the development of World of Warcraft Classic. Blizzard's executive producer J. Allen Brack announced World of Warcraft Classic development in November's BlizzCon 2017, but said something very interesting after airing the trailer. He mentioned he was a little bit nervous about the development of World of Warcraft Classic, and it made many fans uneasy about the development process, as it was only a few years earlier. J. Allen Brack himself said in BlizzCon 2013,
have you ever thought about adding servers for previous expansions as they were then?
No. And by the way, you don't want to do that either. You think you do, but you don't. Remember when you had to like spam cities and say need a tank, need a tank, need a tank during the Burning Crusade days? You don't remember that because now you just push a button that says go to the dungeon. You don't want to do that. Remember that one bug that really pissed you off that we fixed like 2 years ago? Still there in the past.
Blizzard's World of Warcraft Classic announcement proved Blizzard hasn't really started anything yet. The very vague and somewhat brief information provided from the interviews and Q&A segments after BlizzCon by Blizzard, and the constant reminder of being very early into the process, showed that Blizzard really hasn't started anything. It's more on the thinking stage and generally probably brainstorming, as there's so much to take into account as well as community input. Blizzard started looking for software developers for the project 3 weeks after the BlizzCon announcement. It seemed things were already in effect, but with some snooping around the Blizzard's career section a few weeks after BlizzCon, new vacancies popped up for job roles as software developers for World of Warcraft Classic. Now, if you guys are a software developer and you want to keep true to the project and the nostalgia that World of Warcraft Classic will bring, go check it out. But the recent interview confirms where we are at in terms of the creative direction of WoW Classic. The Blizzard team is conflicted with some of the WoW Classic decisions. On January 31st, J. Allen Brack did a somewhat in-depth interview with Forbes, and a very important question was asked. The interviewer asked Brack on how he was trying to put the development process together. Was it clearly discussions, at least at one point, with some of the WoW Classic community that had attempted or done the same thing? Was there assistance there? Are there things that you're able to do in-house now where you have a task list to say, these are the things that we are going to walk through to get this done? And Brack replied a very interesting response. He said, we're in the beginning of that. There's a lot of different things we can do in terms of how we get from where we are to where we want to be. We haven't made all the decisions by any stretch of the imagination. There are lots of decisions to make. One of the reasons to announce a little bit earlier to the community we actually want to partner with, we want to hear their feedback in the direction this should go. If you think about it, there were 2 years in between the launch of World of Warcraft and the release of the expansion Burning Crusade. A lot of things changed in there, so what should we shoot for? See, this was a really interesting interview. I highly suggest you go and check out the entire interview in the description below. I will drop a link. But as you can tell, this is a long process. As Blizzard want to make sure they get it right, it will take the rest of the year to come to something close to giving real updates. It's a real thing. And it's a good thing that they are communicating with the community and opening discussions and opening dialogues on how WoW Classic should go. In terms of release date, my personal real prediction of when World of Warcraft Classic will be released is World of Warcraft 15th anniversary, which will fall in sometime in November 2019, as this would be one of the biggest milestones after the Battle for Azeroth release this year. The grand gesture on this anniversary will be legendary. I do personally believe by the end of this year, Blizzard, with a huge input from the WoW community, will be in the development stage, and hopefully we can be updated as the development goes on. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the content, I hope you enjoyed this WoW footage, and I hope you enjoyed this WoW commentary. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.